Hello, everybody. Welcome back. 713 Houston Sports. It's Mr. 713. We have a great game coming up this Sunday. A game that I really want the Houston Texans to absolutely dominate because of the sour taste that we had in our mouth since, the horrible loss against the Colts. We're going to discuss this key matchup game next. Let's cue the intro. Now,
it's the city of the dream team. Hakeem, two-ring, Beyonce, yeah, me. And I remember hot summer, hot winter. I couldn't fight, so the block made a hot spill.
before we start this video, I have to give a great shout out to James T. Sheridan, one of my ex-teachers when I was back in high school. He was a huge Chicago's Bear fan. Big shout out to him, guys. If you can, if you're a real one, drop a W for Mr. Sheridan. Hope that he's doing good, in this COVID era, as a teacher. But let's go on with the video, guys. Now, this is a game that I really want to see the Houston Texans, like I said, absolutely dominate. And it's easier said than done. When you think about the Chicago Bears, you think about the great defense that they have. Now, their defense is okay. It's not what it was a couple years ago, but they still have Khalil Mack. They still have a good secondary. They still have a good, a good linebacker core. That defense for the Chicago Bears is going to be a problem for the Houston Texans. The good thing about that is we know that there is a quarterback out there who doesn't care what kind of defense you have. He's going to go out there and put up MVP numbers, and that is Deshaun Watson. We won't have we won't have Fuller, so it looks like we're going to have to go back with Kiki Kuti, Brandon Cooks, Chet Hansen, all guys who were there last week. All guys put up big numbers. All guys make key throws. The only thing is that we are getting David Johnson back. I'm not really expecting a big game in the running game, but it looks like we might be running the ball a lot because it's going to be a cold, day in Chicago on Sunday. And, it's just a game that I really want to see the Houston Texans offense just absolutely show what they could do against a very good defense. And this is also a game where, a revenge game for Deshaun Watson. The Chicago Bears had a chance to have Deshaun Watson, have Patrick Mahomes, and I don't know what, for whatever reason, God only knows, they thought that Mitchell Trubisky was the answer. Turns out he's an absolute waste of a pick. He's a bust. He is a bum. I hate his beard. I think he stinks. Think he smells like a hot dog. I really do not like Mitchell Trubisky. Now, they will be going against Khalil Mack, who is one of the best defenders in the NFL. But I don't think that's going to be the main issue for the Houston Texans. I think it's going to be the defense again, because yes, it is Mitchell Trubisky, but he does have some weapons. He has Allen Robinson, future Houston Texans wide receiver Allen Robinson, who I think is absolutely fantastic. He can run amazing routes. He could go get the deep ball. He can make the 50-50 catch, contested catches, can run amazing routes. And, T.Y. Hilton absolutely torched us last week. He had over 120 yards. Most of it was in the first half until we shut down the Colts in the second half. But who knows how much damage that Allen Roberts could do. We're going to go with Phillip Gaines. We're going to go with Vernon Hargreaves. We didn't bring in another corner. So it looks like that's going to have to go to and try to guard Mr. Allen Robinson. I'm not worried about the tight ends. The tight ends are decent. They're, Jimmy Graham is back there. So, Jimmy Graham is a very good tight end. I think he's a washed-up tight end. But that really worries me, as well as David Montgomery, the young running back who I think shows a lot of promise. I just think he's on the wrong team. I think that Matt Nagy doesn't know how to utilize this offense the correct way, and I think that's why they're a very inconsistent team. But it's going to be our offense against the defense. I have, pretty much faith because the Houston Texans defense has been playing absolutely good the last couple of weeks. They really had a great game against the Colts. They really had a good game against the Lions. They had a good game against the Patriots. J.J. Watt is showing why the Houston Texans should trade him in the offseason and get a high first-round pick. Not a high one, but get kind of like a first-round pick, get some draft compensations, and just really show some fight, because I still want to see the Houston Texans go out there and win. I want to see an 8-8 season. It should have happened last week because we would have scored. We would have won that game. I have no doubt that the defense would have stopped them because they were stopping them all throughout the second half. So that's another key for the game is, can the Houston Texans offense adjust to the defense in the second half? Because last week, at the beginning of the game, the Houston Texans offense was firing on all cylinders. They put up over almost 20 points, and in the second half, they got shut out. So if Tim Kelly can adjust, if Deshaun Watson, this offense can adjust, and the Houston Texans have no doubt winning this game, it's going to be a very fun game, to say the least, because I'm going against my teacher, Mr. James Sheridan. Like I said, shout out to him. Shout out to all of you guys, man. Thank y'all for making this channel possible. I love you guys. Go Houston Texans. Y'all have a blessed night.